Okay, back to Turkey, and the protests have also focused attention on Turkey's position as a secular state. Since its creation as a republic almost 100 years ago, religion has had no place in the constitution, but many fear that could be changing. Isil Sariyuce explains why.
The fear of growing authoritarianism is the main theme driving these protests. In the secular state, it's been a combination of government decisions to impose greater limits on personal freedoms that has been the catalyst for many to march in protest. Their unhappiness has been caused in part by the imposition of tighter restrictions on the sale of alcohol and on public displays of affection. Last week, the parliament voted through a change to the law on alcohol sales. It outlawed the sale of it from convenience stores between 10 at night and 6 in the morning and close to the mosques. Opposition politicians criticized the measure and accused the ruling AK party trying to introduce more Islamic rules into the society. At the time, public reaction to the news was mixed. Then, last week, 100 people staged a kissing protest in Ankara after a couple had been publicly cautioned for kissing each other in a metro station. The couple had been told to act in accordance with moral rules after they had been seen on a closed-circuit TV. At the heart of the matter is the government's attitude towards the secular state. The Prime Minister, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, is a devout Muslim who believes introducing Islam to the laws governing society is not inherently dangerous. And his views are popular with many Turks. In the general election 2 years ago, he and his party won almost half of the vote, more than double of the opposition and more secular Republican People Party, or CHP. But despite this, a large minority of people reject Erdogan's agenda. And although it's the constitutional duty of the government to protect a secular state, some protesters believe some people in the government want to do away with it.
Well, I'm pleased to say that Isil Sariyuce, our Turkish correspondent, joins us now. Isil, do you think those protesting in Istanbul and elsewhere in Turkey actually do represent the views of the majority throughout the country?
Well, the word majority itself, it's at the center of the problem today, in fact, in Turkey, because Turkey is a very pluralistic, very diverse society. It has liberals, seculars, Sunni people, Alawite people, Green people, socialist people. It's a huge diversity. But the AK government has taken the half of the votes in the election in 2011, and the Prime Minister himself is talking with the majoritarian terms. He thinks that if he gets the half of the votes, he has a strong hand and pass through the laws and so on. But we have to take into consideration that protests taking place for the last 5-6 days, it's like an umbrella thing. It has many aspects of the society in it, so whether it's majority or not, it's important. There's a message out of there.
Right, so it's quite diverse, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a huge diversity. I mean, I have been talking to young people. They say it's the first time in our life that we are protesting against something. Turkish young people is being criticized a lot of being non-political, and now it's slightly changing now. I have been talking I've seen the interviews of very old people, housewives, dentists, doctors, lots of people from the middle class, upper middle class, lower middle class. There is a huge diversity, sociological diversity out there.
Do you think their fears and concerns are justified? Are they genuine? Is the government trying to kind of restrict the way people live in Turkey?
Well, when we talk about fear, it's hard to understand whether it's real or not, because it's a matter of perception. People feel that fear. So, I mean, they say that their lifestyle is under threat. So, if they feel so, I mean, we have to take it into consideration.
Of course.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly clear that there's certainly a message here for Erdogan, isn't there? Yeah. The question is, will he listen?
Well, it's hard to judge whether he's going to listen to it or not. He thinks that he got the half of the votes, so he thinks that he's strong and powerful and infallible. So, I mean, the way police behaved to the protest, it was obviously so harsh, and Erdogan himself accepted that. So,
but then he pulled the police out. They backed off.
Yeah. In most of the parts of Turkey, not all around, but in most of the parts. So we're going to see whether he's going to listen or not. But obviously, it's the first time there is such a strong message given to the Erdogan about people's fear, about their fears of lifestyle and so on.
How much momentum do you think this has got? I mean, it's all quiet this morning, isn't it? Although the weather may have something to do with that.
Yeah, it's The weather is an issue, it's rainy, and the other issue is people are tired. The people are being under tear gas for the last 4 or 5 days. But it's Sunday in Turkey. Sunday is a late, people get up late and so on. And there were calls for the protest starting from the 2 a.m., 11G. So we
2 p.m. in the afternoon.
2 p.m. Sorry.
Yeah.
So we can expect more people coming in this afternoon. But I mean, whether it's going to be more people or not, what happened today, it was significant.
Yeah, okay, well, time will tell. We'll see what happens as the day goes on. But for the time being, thanks very much indeed. Thank you.